Hi guys, my name is Dina.
And my name is Zahra.
And welcome to the GirlyPop Podcast. We're so happy to have you here today. We thought we'd kick off our first episode with introducing ourselves. So Zahra, would you like to start?
My pleasure. So my name is Zahra. I am a Bosnian American living here in America. I am a boy mom to a very energetic little boy. Let's see what else.
The cutest little boy.
We're both boy moms and they have our whole heart.
They do. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely they do.
And then I guess I could say like a fun fact about myself. Fun fact, I am like a dictionary when it comes to animal facts and bug facts. I grew up watching a bunch of like Steve Irwin, Discovery Channel, Zaboomafoo, CBS Kids, you know what I'm talking about.
Never heard about.
It's when you kind of grew up with just cable TV, 12 channels. You didn't have a lot. You didn't have a lot
Back
to
in
choose.
the day, girl.
Didn't have a lot to choose from. But I grew up really just, I love animals. When I was younger, I always wanted to be like a zoologist or just like a veterinarian or something like that. But I love learning about bugs, but not because I love bugs. It's because they terrify me, especially spiders. Just the other day, Dina was over at my house. I think I was gone. I had an appointment.
Yeah, you had an appointment.
And as soon as I came back, everybody was showing me a picture of a spider. Like, what kind of spider is this? Is it poisonous? And I was like, let me pull out my dictionary facts. I'll tell you exactly what that spider is.
Yes, Zahra is our animal/bug expert here on the GirlyPop Podcast.
You just have to know thy enemy. I hate spiders, so I'm going to learn everything I know about the spider to make sure it's not going to give me any harm.
No, you're very talented with it, though. But I have never heard of those channels before. So. You know what? Ours was like 2 channels. You got either Fox 13 or PBS Kids.
That's what it was, yeah.
That's the channel.
What did I say? Did I say PBS Kids? I think I said CBS Kids. I said the wrong thing.
No, girl. I've never. That was growing up with the Balkan parents. You didn't have the cable TV with us. No, you got the 2 channels and you pick and choose.
Sometimes you'd get lucky with like George Lopez playing at 3 a.m. Or
Adult Swim. If anybody knows, you know.
Staying up that late. Yeah. But What about you, Dina? Let's move on to you.
Yeah. So my name is Dina. I'm also a boy mom and a Bosnian woman living in America. I'm also a photographer. I love to take photos.
Amazing at photography.
No, you're just being
Follow
sweet.
her photography page on Instagram. It'll be linked down below.
Not you out here.
Plugging
You're
you.
so sweet. Zahra is obviously one of my very favorite models. I exclusively work with her.
She'll text me randomly. She'll text me at like 7 a.m. one day. She'll be like, hey, after work, you want to do a photo shoot? And I'm like, where, what? Okay, give me the location.
And she always shows up.
Mm-hmm.
She shows up.
It's definitely fun.
Yes. And then another weird fact about me, I feel like I'm like a low-key ghosty girl. So what I mean by
medium,
that.
low-key.
A medium low-key. Like, unfortunately, it was a gift given to me. I don't use much of it, but stuff happens.
The ghosts love her. And she loves the ghosts.
I do not love the ghosts. I do not like the ghosts, but they love me. So
very true.
But yeah, we have lots of stories that will come up. Zahra has heard so many of them, and I've showed her proof of things, so she's got probably a lot to say
today. Just yesterday.
Something just happened last night. Stay tuned in the next episode. We might talk about it and show you the video.
Today we're probably, since it's still fresh out of Valentine's Day, still February while we're recording this. We're going to start off with some Valentine's Day, Am I the A-hole stories, some love stories. First thing in, we'll kind of dive deep into horror, spicy, scary, and
yeah, I got some tricks up my sleeve for Zahra. So.
We haven't heard each other's stories, so these are fresh reactions.
Yes, and we're so excited to bring them to you. So, Zahra, would you like to start us off?
I will start. So I'll get us started with some love stories. Not really love stories because they're a little out there, but let's start. So the first one is this male reader. He is 27 or 28. I apologize. He's 28, and he's looking for some advice. So let's start it.
Let's do it.
We've been together for 7 years, and we've been really, really happy together. She is sweet, loving, and caring. She's already been close to my family and me to hers. We are really connected to each other. Same passion, same likes and dislikes. We frequently travel together and all. We rarely fight. Ooh, red flag already.
Already a red flag, girl.
Every couple fights, let's be honest.
No, 100%.
We rarely fight, and when we do, we resolve issues quickly. It's like the perfect relationship. We've been steady. We're generally happily in love. Just when I was already contemplating on proposing to her, I felt like she's gone cold for the past month. Just this Valentine's, we were on top of the world, surprising one another with gifts and sweet nothings. But the following week felt different.
Uh-oh.
Her I love yous weren't as enthusiastic. The way she talks and communicates with me feels different. She easily gets upset over trivial things. She seems to be a different person all of a sudden. I actually asked her what's wrong, but she assures me everything is okay. Something is just bugging her. I asked again, but it seems she doesn't want to open up. She assures me, though, that she loves me very much. I don't know. When you know, he's getting vibes.
It's always that feeling. I swear. Intuition.
Let's see. You always have. Always trust your gut, I swear. In a relationship, always trust your gut. It looks like his gut's trying to tell him something. So, then, just recently, like 4 days back, I was reminded that there was a spare phone just sitting on the drawer. In my drawer. The phone was dead and has not been used for the past year. So I grabbed a charger, booted it up, and it so happened that her Google account is still logged into the device. Curious, I went to see what she's been up to lately. Then I discovered her recent searches / history in Google and YouTube, and I was shocked, and I didn't know how to react. This is what the searches were. I cheated on him. I cheated on him many times. I cheated. Should we break up? Breaking up in long-term relationships and so on. The searches were dated February 15th, just the day after Valentine's Day, where he said they had so many gifts going back and forth that they felt so happy. Almost every day she looks up the same searches and other related topics. I am devastated discovering this. I cannot eat. I cannot sleep. But I haven't confronted her about this. What should I do? Do I need to confront her? We're currently far apart now due to work, but we will be seeing each other next week. I am confused. I'm in shock. I don't know how to react. Please. So what advice do you have for our 28?
Oh, goodness. So first of all, like you said at the beginning, when you know, there's always some kind of instinct that keeps sitting there. You're like, maybe I should look at this. Honestly, for him, I would approach the girlfriend and I would ask her about it. Yeah, this is not something that you could just take at face value. Like you got to do. Obviously, he did the research. He has the proof. So he needs to
clear proof. It's not just an intuition anymore. Like it's not just a gut feeling. He got proof. So with that kind of situation, I feel like you just have to confront. I don't know how he hasn't confronted her already. Like I don't want to ever be in that situation, but if I was, I'd be waking you up right then and there, like on the next flight to confront you.
No, absolutely. That would be like an immediate, I'm calling you right now, which people say like you shouldn't rashly run into anything and do things. But I'm that kind of person that's like, oh, no, I need to take care of this right here, right now.
I feel like he would just eat at me. Like he saw those searches and he saw them. So it's like she's Googling, she's asking ChatGPT AI for some advice. Like, should she break up with him? Should she not break up with him? So I think maybe if I was in his situation, I'd kind of jump the boat and break up with her first.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Interesting. If I was him in the situation that he's in, I would probably, I'm a little crazy Virgo, okay? What I would do, I'd compile all the evidence, print that shit out, okay? Book a flight to go see her, because obviously he knows where she is, and do it in person. Because people are less likely to lie to you when you speak to them in person. Especially,
Are they though?
Yes, especially because it's so easy to convey like your feelings and twist them and hide them and stuff when you text.
Yeah, I guess it's also when you're reading somebody's text, you're reading it in your own
terms.
You're reading how you want them to express it, not how they're
exactly. And he shows up with the proof and he tells her, and he's literally right there. There's no denying it.
There is an update, though.
But I'm a little crazy. So.
There is another update. Let's see.
Oh, okay.
Hello, guys. I'm providing an update to my earlier post. I don't think there's a need for me to see her again next week. So here's what happened. She texted me she got home and went to sleep that she's about to go to sleep around 11:44 p.m. I tried to FaceTime her at 11:51 p.m. So just a couple minutes later, just to say goodnight and that I love her, but she didn't pick up. I tried messaging her, but no response. So, he probably assumed she went to sleep. But he said, I remembered that spare phone that's with me where her Google account is logged in. I browsed on her activity history quickly to find out what she's up to, and was surprised there was a Google Assistant command recorded at 11:48. just 4 minutes after she texted him that she's going to sleep.
Oh no.
The lengths this man is going through.
Oh gosh, you already had the proof,
I mean,
girl.
clear your Google history apparently is what.
Ooh, and you already
That's showing
have
us.
proof. Is this guy a Virgo? Because very Virgo of him.
I played and I listened to the Google Assistant. There was her voice and a voice of another guy. They were goofing around at the Google Home, around the Google Home advice. So yeah, I confronted her and barged her with a lot of messages. She only replied around 1 a.m. She kept on denying the cheating. I laid all the evidence out all at once, all the screenshots. I even recorded the audio clip from Google Assistant. She finally admitted. I guess he just ended it. He just decided to break up with her, which good for him. Like,
as he should.
As he should. Like, nobody should stay in a cheating relationship. No matter how good it was before the cheating happened.
No, you're absolutely right. The lengths this man had to go to prove to himself that this is actually happening, and like you said, that in the beginning of the post, this man said that, this phone hadn't been booted up for a year. How does he know?
Yeah.
How does he know if that phone wasn't booted up and if it wasn't actively being used as a trap phone?
Yeah.
Right. To talk to other women, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Like, good for him. Good for you, King. Good for you. That's all I have to say. He did the right thing. He did the right thing.
It just sucks because he said they've been together how long? 7 years. So 7 years in the trash. That is heartbreaking.
Well, it's not his fault. It's her fault.
Oh, 100%.
She's the one that did it. So it's like,
that's my.
It's just like you said, it's time wasted.
It really is. In my opinion, like, no matter how long you're with somebody, if you start losing feelings, never be afraid to admit it, because life's too short to stay somewhere where you feel stuck and not happy.
Yeah,
and cheating is just, it makes you a bad person to cheat. So if you're not happy, even no matter how long it's been, just admit it to the person. Because think about it, like, I mean, not me personally, but think of all the other past relationships people have had. Like, you think you're in love with somebody, even like friend relationship. You're like, this person's gonna be my best friend for life, and then something happens. You stop talking to them, and it's a breakup. It takes a few,
friendship
breakups. It might take a few years. I mean, I feel like friendship breakups are a lot harder than like.
Yeah, it literally feels like a marriage. Like you're losing a marriage. We'll have to do a whole episode about friendship breakups because
we can get deep into that. I just think if you're not happy, don't waste your time. Move on for sure. Don't waste your time and move on.
Yep.
There's how many billions of people in the world? I mean.
But I mean, it's 7 years. Like, he is not going to have an easy time getting over those 7 years.
That's true. I mean, I'm a firm believer that when you're born with your soulmate already written to you. You can get religious if you want. You don't have to be religious. But I'm a firm believer that you are born with your soulmate already written by your name. And that's just, it's hard, though. It contradicts that saying, because 7 years, you think you'd be feeling like soulmates for 7 years, but
yeah, you're absolutely right.
Everybody's destined for somebody. So if this person's clearly not destined for him, he could easily
might as not waste more of his time. She wasted all that time.
Even if she like apologized for cheating or anything like that, I still feel like I wouldn't.
That's way too much. Like, she goes out of town and she takes that opportunity to immediately cheat on him.
I feel like he wouldn't be able to trust her leaving out of town anymore.
No,
No,
it's just not healthy. Yeah, it's just not healthy.
Right. So, sad story for our first one. The next one is a little bit funny. It's also a Valentine's, well, not really Valentine's Day, but a little love related. This one also needs advice. Am I the a-hole for leaving a first date because his mom came along?
Oh, not the mom. Not the mom.
This was probably written from Utah. Let's be honest.
The Utah moms, they really be on something. They really be on something, guys.
All right. So I'm a 21 female and went on a first date last week with a guy I matched on Hinge. Let's call him Jake. Jake is 25. We've been chatting for a few weeks and he seemed like a solid guy. Funny, good taste in music, and even remembered I loved Italian food. He planned a date in a nice little spot in Dallas, which I thought was sweet. I show up. Everything's fine at first. He's already there. We hug. He even complimented my outfit. Brownie points. Everything's going good.
Let's start.
5 minutes after we sit down, An older lady walks in. Jake stands up,
Mima's coming in.
waves her over and says, "This is my mom."
And no, you didn't. Excuse me.
I thought I misheard him for a second. I would too. I'd be like, "Mom, like,
I'm like, Mima?
She sits down at the table, all casual, and starts introducing herself to me like this is normal. Meanwhile, I'm sitting there trying to figure out if I'm being pranked. Is Ashton Kutcher going to come out?
I know, that's what I'm thinking too.
I kind of laugh nervously and say, "Oh, I didn't know you were bringing anyone." Should she have brought her dad or something? And he goes, "Oh, she just wanted to meet you. Don't worry. It's not a big deal."
I mean,
But it is a big deal because she didn't
excuse me.
just stop by to say hi. She stayed the whole time. She ordered wine. The whole time she was asking me these personal questions about my job, my family, even if I wanted to have kids someday. It was like an interview, not a date. Jake barely said anything. He just smiled and kept nodding like it was normal. About after 20 minutes of this, I couldn't take it anymore. I said I wasn't feeling great and needed to leave. I texted him saying, "I don't think this will work out," and wished him well. Now I kind of feel bad. My roommate says I did the right thing because honestly, who brings their mom to a first date? But my coworker said I was rude just to leave, and maybe his mom was just super close to him and nervous for him or whatever. Was I wrong for walking out?
girl,
Okay, his mom was nervous for him. He's 25.
girl, why is he bringing Mima to the meetup?
This isn't the first day of kindergarten. Like, this isn't daycare. This is a date. You're a grown man.
I mean, and it's the first date. That's what gets me.
Like, you need to establish a relationship with a person before you talk parents. Like,
parents should be left for like when you're very serious about somebody,
even a couple
and when you
months
want to meet
in,
them.
yeah.
No, when you're serious about somebody,
Yeah.
not like your very first date that
She
you
doesn't
just
know
met.
anything about him.
No,
Like,
seriously, and then I just can't picture the scenario. I'm just like thinking diner. They're sitting here, and then Mima is over here drinking some wine, listening to them. Like,
I thought, like, when I read the older woman part, I was like, well, imagine if it was like an ex or something walking in, or a baby mama or something. But
no, you're
it's his
right. No, it's
mother.
freaking mom.
Like, this
You know,
kid,
that's the weird boy mom stuff.
I was just gonna say that. I was thinking about that. There is a lot of posts that I've seen, and like I have this baby mama drama group that I like to be part of Facebook.
Shout out,
baby mama drama. But there is this one post where this girl was talking about her son. She's like, "Ugh, I have such a crush on my 16-year-old. He's so good looking and so sweet. I was born to be your mom, forced to be your mom, but I wish I was your like significant other or something like that."
Girl,
Or she has a crush on her son. Like she's has
goodness.
romantic feelings for her own son. I was like, listen, what in the Alabama?
No, seriously.
Like,
What in the deep woods of Alabama is this?
that gives me, as a boy mom, makes me so uncomfortable. Like, I mean, my kid, he's only 4. I can't even imagine him dating.
Yeah.
I kind of think of myself as like a helicopter mom a little bit, but I can't ever imagine him like, "Mom, I'm going on a date." And I'm like, "Okay, let me join.
Yeah, let me just
Let me
and
bring out-
sip on some wine
Yeah.
while I sit here.
Let me
like-
bring out my pamphlet of questions I have for this girl, see if she's good enough for you."
No, you're absolutely right in the beginning when you said this sounds very much like a Utah mom.
Utah mom, for sure.
Yeah, this is like some weird boy mom, Utah mom thing. Like, I don't know. Like,
I
we're
don't
not
think
trying to
she's-
hate on Utah. You know, we've been
No.
here for a long time. But what's the truth is the truth.
Yeah, I think
So-
she was not the a-hole. I would have done the exact same thing, honestly. And I think, but what I think she should do is message the guy and say, "Listen, the reason why I left is because you brought your mother." Just so the poor boy knows not to do it for the future. Because what if he brings his mom to every date?
No, that's absolutely true.
What if maybe that's why he can't find anybody, because he brings her every single time? I feel like that would scare anybody away. I can't see anybody staying and getting comfortable with the mother right away. This is
I
not Love
hear
is
you.
Blind. This is
No, you're right. We're not in the pause. I would clutch my pearls and I would leave. I
Yeah.
don't think she's the a-hole at all in this story.
I
No,
think-
absolutely not.
Let us know what you guys think in the comments.
Yeah,
If
let
would
us
you
know.
stay if you went on a first date with a guy you met on Hinge, guy or girl, and would you stay for that first date if they brought their mother? Can you imagine bringing your dad?
Oh,
Can you?
No. Oh my goodness.
My dad is a very so my dad, we have Balkan fathers from
Yes, we
Bosnia.
do. If you know, shout out to you.
They are they will get personal with you. So if I brought my dad to my first date with my husband, he'd probably know my husband's social security number, how much he got back on his taxes. He'd be like, "Koks ti za radio wygodne?" Like he would ask everything.
Which to translate means how much
did
did
you earn
how much did you earn this year? How much money do you make?
Like I cannot imagine bringing my father to a first date.
No, my father would. I can't. There would be no first date.
There would be no first date.
There would be no first date.
Absolutely. And like actually, I think my husband met my father before we even went on a date.
Well, yeah, but if it was like, knowing the story, your love story, it was started with like a whole friendship thing, and then, but it's like just showing up with some random person you met online, like
it's like, hey, Babo, here's this guy. Oh no, who is this? What are you doing?
No, you're not going anywhere with my daughter. They have very Balkan fathers. They have very Russian accents, literally exactly what they sound like, and there's no filter.
Oh, absolutely no filter.
Absolutely no filter.
Like I'm saying, they will know how much you earn, and they don't think that's wrong at all. They want to know.
Yeah, they'll run your background check. They'll run your credit score to make sure that you're worthy. I don't know. I just. She is not the a-hole. I feel so bad for her. I'd literally clutch my pearls, grab my purse, and
I agree.
I would not stay for that to be questioned by somebody's mom that I don't even know.
I don't think she's the a-hole, but I think she does owe the guy an explanation.
I don't think she does.
No,
I don't think she owes him an explanation. He's weird.
You should know that. Owes him. Sorry, rewording. I don't think she owes him. I just think she should, just to help the poor guy out. Because he doesn't seem like a bad guy. They got along.
Yeah, but everybody can get along in the first impressions. It really takes a crazy psycho to not get along the first time. You're making casual talk.
Being too nice.
Being too nice. What? Me and Zahra were people pleasers in recovery. So
in recovery.
Bless your soul. It's okay. We're going through the steps of recovery.
This is our therapy. This is our therapy session. This podcast is how we're healing.
Yes, it is. Period.
All right. So my last story is another Valentine's Day one. This one, have you watched the movie It Ends With Us?
Yeah.
It gives me vibes. It gives me vibes for that. Okay.
Okay.
Well, the only reason it gives me vibes is because this girl works at a flower
shop, Lily Bloom.
Yes, exactly.
Lily Bloom the second.
All right. So this is, am I the a-hole for switching the cards on a Valentine bouquet? Hi, I am a 27 female, work as a florist, and on Valentine's Day, it's usually one of the busiest, most exhausting days of the year. Obviously, I can see that being true. This year, I had several orders from guys sending 2 bouquets, one to their wives, the other to their side piece. And honestly, it was disgusting. Past couple of years, we've had 1 or 2 cheaters ordering flowers, but this year we had several. And it upset me.
Oh, wow. It's gone up. The rates have gone up.
One order in particular caught my attention because I recognized the name. It was from my neighbor, fake name, let's call him Chad. Chad, who's 32. He ordered a modest bouquet for his wife, Maya, fake name again, 30 female. And then he also put in another order for an extravagant one for a woman I later found out after doing some Facebook stalking works for him.
Oh, no.
The card for his wife says something generic like, to my forever love. But the card for the side piece said something way more emotional, poetic, like something about their love being a raging fire in a humid climate and that they'll always overcome their circumstances and some Romeo and Juliet bullshit. Maya isn't just my neighbor. Over the couple of years, we've become close friends. So this is her friend.
Oh, my goodness.
This is her friend's husband. Recently, recently we've become friends. She's opened up to me about how Chad has been distant lately. Ooh. Just like the first story, you know. And I know they've been talking about starting a family. Oh, here. When I saw the order, I couldn't stand the thought of him sneaking around behind her back, especially knowing the conversations we've had. After spending the day arranging a couple bouquets for cheaters, I just snapped. I switched the cards. So she took Maya's card, put it on the for the side piece, and she took the side piece one, which says their names on it, for the wife.
You know what? Hell yeah.
I switched the cards out without really thinking it through and sent them out. It was so busy, I didn't have time to actually reflect on the consequences it was going to have. Maya came over today, absolutely devastated. She said she got her bouquet addressed to Chad's coworker, and everything blew up. She didn't even know this woman worked with Chad. let alone that they were having an affair. The worst part is that Chad confessed he dated her in college. Okay, so that's way deeper than just
Yeah,
with a
that's
coworker.
way deeper.
That's
That's
like
something like a pre-established relationship.
exactly. That's all. Now she's heartbroken, and Chad is nowhere to be found after their fight. I feel terrible. I didn't want to ruin Maya's Valentine's Day, just expose the truth. But now I'm second guessing everything. Was it my place to meddle? Maybe not. But at the same time, I couldn't stand watching her make life-altering decisions with someone who was lying. She doesn't know the flowers came from my shop, and neither does he. What do you think I am the a-hole?
No. I gotta get close to the mic for this one. No. Karma is a bitch.
That's the thing is like, everybody should mind their own business. I feel like,
Not when it comes to
but
cheating.
I
You don't
think
mind
that's
your own damn business, especially for a friend.
exactly like she's the friend. If it was like some random, like if she was just doing it to every cheating, okay, that she was getting, okay, that's a little chaotic. That's a
Yeah,
girl just
that's
wanting
true.
some drama.
That's true.
If she was just
Or she's
constantly
serving some justice.
That's what I think. Like with this one person, since she was personally involved, it was her neighbor, her friend. No, not the a-hole at all. She was helping her friend out. Should she have maybe not sent it and maybe just texted, like took a picture of it and approached her? Maybe. But then again, it was kind of funner doing it that way.
I don't know. Oh gosh, like God forbid anybody's ever in this situation. But for me, I would have made it messy like that too. Because first of all, it's an awkward conversation to have with somebody that's in a marriage
That's
already.
true.
And so she's kind of, so she's kind of serving some poetic justice in that way.
I think so. I mean,
She's not the a-hole. In my eyes, she's not.
she's not the a-hole, obviously.
Is it extreme?
Yeah, I feel like she could have approached this a little bit better, to save some fighting, to save her friends. Well, it would have been a shit show no matter what.
Yeah, absolutely.
It definitely would have been. Like,
And
how
it's
do you
like,
tell
yeah.
somebody, hey, your husband's cheating on
Or
you?
like, what if she asked for proof? And what if she went the mature way where she was like, okay, like, let me tell you these orders came into my shop.
Mhm.
Would she have believed her? No, but this
That's
way,
true.
switching the cards.
Now she could just kind of play,
Yeah.
devil's advocate over here. And
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right. And nobody knows it was her.
Yeah. How do you not know? How are you, men, I swear, how are you that stupid? Your neighbor is a florist and you don't know what shop you're ordering from.
I honestly, men, they never cease to amaze me with some of the stupidity stuff that they do. Some people just don't think. And I think that man is one of those people
Hey.
that don't think. And karma is karma.
God
so.
has mysterious plans and he works in a mysterious way. Maybe he did know, but maybe something happened and her shop was the only one who had those flowers available.
I don't
Everything
know.
happens for a reason.
Messy.
She had to find out for a reason. I'm glad. Good thing they didn't start a family before that all happened.
Yeah, absolutely. And especially with them being married, wanting to start a family and everything.
Mhm.
I don't know. I don't think she's the a-hole. I feel like,
Yeah.
yes, maybe she could have done it more mature. But then
Mhm.
it's like, okay, would the wife ever believe her that
That's
way?
true.
Even though you are friends, I don't know. I don't know. I think karma is karma,
it's-
and that's just God working.
I think it's definitely it's a sad situation too because maybe that girl that he works with is actually somebody he's meant to be with. Because he said they dated in college and then they lost each other. He got married. They moved on. This is like a whole
We're gonna
this
answer a
girl-
whole philosophical review right now.
This should be a movie.
That's
This
not
should be a
bad
movie.
idea. Yeah,
That
that's
should
not
be
a
a
bad
movie.
idea. I don't know. I feel like you're giving too much credit for the mistress. I don't feel like
Yeah.
she needs when you propose
yeah.
to somebody.
Yeah, no.
When you
of
propose to
course.
someone, no, it's the people pleaser. in us.
Yeah.
I'm trying to look at everybody's
I'm trying to
side.
give everybody a good
No,
good
yes,
excuse.
matches make they happen like that, but anybody that does that, they should just break the relationship.
Yeah, of course. He should have even though they're married, like he could have backed out.
Absolutely.
If
it's
he
never
still
too
thinks
late.
that girl from college is his true love, he should have backed out his marriage.
I don't know. I don't understand men sometimes, and
I mean, even
it's not
women.
easy ending.
The
things
first story was a woman cheater.
Yeah, no, you're
You know?
absolutely right. You're absolutely right. People are just
Moral of all these stories: if you're not happy, move on. Don't
100%
break somebody's heart by cheating, and trust your gut intuition because it's probably always
Yep.
always.
And make sure you know if your neighbor's a florist.
Where you're
No, just kidding. No, just kidding. Literally, don't cheat. Like
Yeah.
that's it. Period.
Basically.
Yes. So are you ready for the other side?
So ready.
Okay, so this is going to be a little different from what Zaha was doing. She did more Am I the A-hole stories. Mine is a little bit more spicy. So what I mean by
Exciting.
spicy is they're definitely bone-chilling stories, and I can't wait for you to hear them. Okay.
Jeepers creepers. I'm
You'll
excited.
see. Okay. So are you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay. So the title of this one is My Sugar Daddy Asked Me for Weird Favors. Okay.
Already getting started. Okay.
Okay. His Tinder profile said he was 45, but he looked to be in his early 30s at most. In his bio, looking for a sugar baby, $700 a week, no intimacy. Can't say the word. It sounded too good to be true, but as a broke university student, I was willing to take my chances. I swiped right, and Tinder let me know it was a match. His message came seconds later. Hey there, sweetheart. Smiley face.
Sounds like a scam.
I know what it sounds like.
Sounds
a
like
scam.
somebody over there in Pakistan, India, asking for your
like the Instagram of the old guys.
Yeah.
Like, I'm looking for sugar baby. Anyways, I cringed at that word. I hated it. But $700 was $700. Period. So I sucked it up and replied, "Hey, winky face." His name was Jack, and he told me he owned his own business, although he never specified what kind of business it was.
Oh, come on.
We talked for a while before he asked me for my Venmo and sent me the first payment.
Ooh.
After a few minutes, I got the notification. I stared at the $700 for at least 20 minutes, expecting to wake up from a dream at any second, but it wasn't a dream.
I would take that out so fast.
I would cash that instant transfer
instantly.
right there and disappear.
Yeah.
So he replied, "You still there?" I clicked on the message. "Yeah, sorry. If you don't mind me asking, what are you looking for in return?" I stared at the chat until he replied, "I'm just looking to do you, I'm looking for you to do a few favors for me."
Oh, nope.
That sounded like it was going to be sexual to me. I said, "Like what?" "For example, the first thing I need you to do is pick up a delivery for me."
Okay, what in the
Prison Break?
Yeah, this is The Sopranos.
That sounded innocent enough, but I was still expecting there to be some kind of twist. $700 to pick up a package? Come on.
It's drugs.
Even I wasn't that naive.
It is drugs.
And I replied, "From the post office or something?" He's like, "No, I'll send you the address, but I'd rather not do this through Tinder. You got Kick? Or can you give me your number?"
Oh, not the 2012 Kick.
Not the Kick username.
Oh,
Pretty girl XOXO. No, I'm just
oh
kidding.
my God. I have so many stories from Kick that I can share
Yes.
that were was not at my age.
We should not have been on the internet, period.
No, Kick was
during the early 2000s.
Kick was like what was that one chat that people used to use in the 90s?
AOL?
AOL.
Yeah,
AOL
instant
generation.
messaging. Oh my goodness.
Oh no.
Okay.
No.
She's like, "From the post office or something?" He's like, "No, I'll send you that." Or I already read that. "So you got Kick, you can give me your number." She's like, "Kick? What is this, 2011?
Literally.
I decided to give him my number instead, which I would never do.
No.
And he texted me the address immediately, followed by the address to his house where I would have to drop off the package.
No. This girl is
He said, "I'm not home right now, but there's a key on the bottom of the blue flower pot near the door. Go inside and put the package on the coffee table in the living room. Make sure that you lock the door when you go inside the house and then lock it again when you leave." I grabbed my car keys and wallet and got into my car. Which, girl, why?
She is that girl in the beginning of a horror movie who dies first. She is the blonde girl. It's always a blonde girl. She's always the blonde girl that goes first. That's her. I could put $20 on that. She's blonde.
I put the address into Google Maps. Got it. On my way. My phone buzzed as I backed out of the driveway. "I'm serious. Lock the door both times, please." I thought that was a little excessive, but I promised him that I would.
Wait, lock it while she goes in the house?
Mm-hmm. So lock it when she's inside of the house and then when she leaves.
How is this girl still going through with this?
Girl,
okay,
I know.
Sorry, I keep interrupting.
No. You interrupt, girl. The house looked abandoned. It had a broken chain link fence around it with a small door that was hanging on to dear life. It stuck out like a sore thumb, surrounded by houses that were a lot nicer than this one in comparison. "You here for jack shit?" I looked up to see a man standing in the open doorway of the house. He took up almost the entire space, his head skimming to the top of the door frame. He was huge in height and muscles, and an entire torso was covered in tattoos. She's like, "Yeah, I guess," replied, not moving from her spot on the sidewalk. "Stay right here," he said.
Wait. This is his house or the pickup place?
This is the pickup place.
Okay. Sorry.
You're good.
My mind is just wondering, like, why is this girl
Why is this even
I can't comprehend.
Okay, yes. I did. I actually don't think I would have moved if he had asked me to. I looked around and realized that there was no one else on the street. I was a 21-year-old woman alone in the street. I gripped my car keys. A few minutes later, the man came back out carrying a cardboard box. It was about the size of a shoebox, but stained and damp on some of the corners.
Ew.
Can you open your car? He asked. You know, this is a trafficking scheme. He said she opened the trunk, not wanting to go inside to have it set on the inside of her car. All right, there you go, he said. Thanks, she replied. I walked around to the driver's side of the car, and opened the door. Oh, look, one more thing, he said. I looked at him. He said, watch out. Huh? She didn't reply.
Huh?
She said she blasted her music as she drove to Jack's house, hoping it would drown out her anxiety, but it didn't.
Girl, that's your gut telling you to do that.
Why are you picking up a damp box from some abandoned home? Come on.
Oh my goodness.
I parked my car in the stone driveway and stayed inside the car admiring the house. It was a huge house with stone pillars on the front porch and the greenest grass. So she's at the guy's house, the sugar daddy's house, I'd ever seen in my life. I turned the car off and got out. I grabbed the package and walked to the front door, getting the key from where he said it would be. I opened the door and stepped in, closing it behind me. I thought about what he said about locking the door when I got inside. I thought that was a little overboard, but as I stared at the closed door, something made me reach out and lock it. I walked inside, my feet cushioned by the thick maroon carpet, and admired the inside of the house. All the furniture was wooden and looked incredibly expensive. I would probably finish school a dozen times with the money it took to furnish this place.
Okay, so Jack definitely has money.
Yeah, he's definitely sugar daddy status. I set the package down on the coffee table, and as I walked to the door, I heard a phone ringing from somewhere inside the house. I froze.
Okay, hold up. I swear I watched a movie like this. This sounds so familiar.
Is it really?
This sounds so, I swear. We'll figure that out.
Maybe. Okay.
This sounds like a movie.
Okay,
it should be a movie. This is another. It should be a movie. We should rename the chat in here and say this should be a movie. Okay, continue. Sorry.
In my pocket, my phone buzzed. I took it out to look. Don't answer any calls that aren't from Marvin. I put my phone back and followed the sound of the phone, poking my head into a few different rooms before I found it in an office. I walked over to the desk and looked at the caller ID. Incoming call from Jack. That was odd. I grabbed my phone to look at the message. Go ahead.
No. I'm just reacting. Reacting.
Go ahead. Say it, girl.
Okay, go ahead.
I grabbed my phone to look at the message again. I was starting to get a little bit creeped out and decided I wouldn't answer just to be safe and left the house, remembering to lock the door as I left. I've done a few more favors for Jack since then. I drove a BMW to a random park in another city only to get out and drive a different car back.
Calling it right now, Mafia.
to drive a different car back to Jack's house. He had me meet one of his employees at lunch who gave me a briefcase to deliver to the first house I had gone to and told me that he would know if I looked inside. On several occasions, he asked me to drive to the same house and stay with the guy whose name was Julio for a certain amount of time.
Julio? What?
Where Julio come from?
What happened to Marvin?
In total, I made about $3,500 only for all that. Driving a car, picking up some rusty, dusty stickers.
Like, if this girl ends up watching this podcast, I think you need to delete this. This sounds like potential evidence. This sounds like you're gonna be a accomplice to a crime because, girl, this is straight. If you haven't watched the TV show Sopranos, it's a little bit older. It's a mafia show. This sounds straight up that road.
Okay, here we go.
Oh, there's more.
Yeah, there's more. I'm just pausing to let you respond because I'm so curious. Most recently, Jack asked me to stay in his house overnight. I woke up to a text message from him. I need you to spend the night at my house, which, like Zahara is saying, this sounds very like Soprano Mafia, right? But let's keep going. I hadn't even seen him in person, but I talked to him on the phone a few times. He proceeded to tell me he would pay me $1,000 to spend the night at his house, provided I follow a few rules. Not for $1,000.
I'm good.
You got me messed up. I drove to his house that evening. The driveway was empty, and it normally was, but the porch light was on. I walked up, unlocked the door, went inside, and then locked it again. Everything in the house looked the same. Jack had told me over the phone that he would leave the list of rules on the dining room table. I set all my stuff down in the living room. My bags looked like garbage compared to the fancy furniture there. Me.
With my Shein
with
stuff.
My cheap Ross bag.
My Shein Ross.
I wandered into the kitchen and then to the dining room. Sure enough, There was a piece of paper on the wooden table held down by an empty glass. So here are the rules. Lock the door when you come in. Only answer calls from Marvin. Don't turn on any faucets between 9 p.m. and 11 p.m. Don't open the door for anyone, no matter who they say they are, after 10 p.m. If the door to the closet at the end of the hall is open, sleep in the library. If closed, sleep in any of the bedrooms.
Girl.
Okay.
How is she still there?
And then the gardener comes at midnight. If he starts knocking on the windows, hide. Turn on the TV and let it play on static through the night. Don't forget to do this. Help yourself to anything in the fridge, and I'll pay you in the morning. Good night.
This is too much. This is too much rules. I forgot the first one.
You know, I would have to like carry that. I have to write it on my hands so I can remember.
So much. Like, you got to look at if the door's open or closed.
Yeah, and you got to make sure the gardener's not coming at midnight. What kind of gardener?
On the window. What in the goosebumps is this? What?
Shout out to Arlstein.
Yes.
Okay, you ready? I made sure to follow all the rules. To be honest, I was regretting my decision, but seeing that I was already here and I was getting paid, I decided to stay anyway. Girl, I would have been out.
I mean, I would have been out that first time.
As soon as I heard a gardener coming at midnight and knocking on the window, goodbye.
This girl has no fight or flight response. No, she is.
Okay.
Is she alive? Is what I want to know.
I figured out as long as I followed all the rules, I'd be perfectly fine. Still, it felt a little odd. What was this, a haunted house? Okay. Nevertheless, I lounged around the house for a few hours as I was planning on going to sleep around 9 since that's the time all the weird shit would begin to happen.
Literally.
At 8:50, I brushed my teeth using the faucet.
Like what? Like what? That one, like I'm trying to find a logical explanation for each of these rules.
Love your reaction.
But the faucet, like anyway.
At 8:50, I brushed my teeth using the faucet for the last time before 9. I checked the closet in the hallway, and upon seeing that it was open, I moved my stuff into the library and got ready to sleep on the couch, scrolling through my phone. I hadn't gotten any more messages from Jack and started to think up scenarios and reasons as to why he had such strict, peculiar sets of rules in the house. I had dozed off at some point because at exactly 10:16 p.m., I was woken up by the doorbell ringing. I was about to get up and check, which... Excuse me, I'm not answering the door at 10. I
mean, he specifically said don't answer the door, so...
I wouldn't anyways. Like, why? I'm alone in the house and I'm a woman. I'm not answering the doorbell at 10 o'clock. And then I remembered the rule. Don't open the door for anyone, no matter who they say they are, after 10 p.m.
What if even he says, like, what if the thing at the door is saying, hey, I'm Jack? It's his house. Well, he should have a key. Hey. Never mind. Go ahead.
I stayed on the couch, trying not to move, paranoid that they would hear me, even the slightest sound. It's the police. Open up. I didn't move. Hello, it's the police. Open up or we're coming in. I didn't move, but I could hear my heartbeat in my ears. There was silence for a while after that. Then the doorbell rang again. Hey, it's Jack. Let me in. It sounded like Jack, but still, I didn't get up. He would have a key, wouldn't he?
You know what this gives me vibes from? Have you seen the TV show From?
Yeah.
This is From vibes.
Yes,
this is those creepy people.
Yes, it is.
This is literally From.
Yes, it is. That's a good point. I love that TV show.
That's such a good TV show. And this is literally giving me From, because From, like, there's these creatures that come out at night, basically, like, let's say 9 p.m. in the summertime. And it could be people you know, and they just say, hey, like, open the door.
Come talk to me. Come give me a hug.
Come play.
Yeah, hopefully we're not spoiling it for anybody.
Oh, yeah. It's a good TV show.
It's a good show. Watch it. Okay. Hey, it's Jack. Let me in. It sounded like Jack, but still I didn't get up. He would have a key, wouldn't he? Yeah. Why would he need me to let him in? This is why you would live, because you already called that before it even happened.
Yeah. Oh, girl, you know for sure.
I would live.
I would not be in the situation. That's how I would live.
This continued for almost a full hour. Different people would ring the doorbell, announce themselves, and then disappear when I didn't respond. I was finally able to fall asleep, and the gardener never came. Girl, I wouldn't be sleeping. I'd be up all night.
This is like even a Supernatural episode. A shout out to Supernatural.
Yes.
Sam and Dean would be up in the house.
Hey, Sam and Dean.
They would be up in that house, because what in the vibe?
Okay.
This girl's crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy girl.
Very crazy. When I woke up the next morning, I heard someone in the kitchen. I got up slowly and unlocked the door as quietly as possible, taking my phone with me and walking across the living room and into the kitchen. I stopped at the entrance and peered in. It was Jack. He was standing in front of the stove, stirring something as the coffee machine brewed coffee on the counter behind him. Hey, good morning, he said as he saw me. Hi, I replied, nervous. I hadn't seen him in person before, but he looked exactly like his pictures online. Scrambled eggs? Yeah, smushing to the pan with a wooden spoon.
Nah, I'm good. I'll go to IHOP on my way home.
She's like, yeah, thanks. Walking over to take the plate from him. I ate my breakfast and drank some coffee in silence. He was like, so how was it? It was okay. Nothing super freaky happened, I replied. Huh?
What? What's freaky
What
to
do you
you?
mean? I'd be like, why'd you come knocking on the door at
Oh
10?
my God, it was a skinwalker. What are they called? Skinwalkers?
Don't say that word aloud.
Oh, no.
No, you don't say that word aloud. Okay, so according to mythology, that's how you call them to you. Have you ever heard of the Appalachian Mountains?
I have, but I don't know you're not allowed to say the word
You're not.
S-K-I-N.
No, I just call them S-whackers.
S-whackers.
Yeah, I had this conversation with my brother last night, and he kept saying the word. I'm like, do not say the word.
Maybe Dina just had this balloon randomly floating through her house last night. Maybe that's because you guys were talking about it. Maybe those vibes.
That's true. Anyways, when we're we have so many things to talk about. Stay tuned. Stay tuned. It was okay. Nothing super freaky happened. Cool, he replied. There was an awkwardness in the room. I think I'm gonna go now. I have class. I trailed off. I didn't, but I really wanted to get out of there.
Yeah.
Oh no, yeah, sure. I'll talk to you some other time, he replied. I grabbed my stuff and he walked me to my car. I could see him standing in the driveway staring at me as I left. When I got home, I unpacked all my stuff and noticed that I had the list with me. I sat on my bed and read it again. I felt my body tense up as I realized that I had forgotten something.
What?
Turn on the TV and let it play on static through the night. Do not forget this. Turn on the TV and let it play through static at the night. Do not forget this. Do not forget this.
Maybe that's why so many people came.
I stared at the words on the page until they lost meaning. Beside me, my phone buzzed, snapping me back to reality. It was the $1,000 payment. I looked at my phone and then back to the list. Maybe it wasn't an important step. As I was thinking this over, a text from Jack came in. I'm not in town right now. I should be back next week, so you're free from running any more errands for me until then. Just send the payment. Go do something fun.
Wait. Didn't she just leave his house?
Wait. She?
I'm so confused.
Okay, here we go. I stared at the message and read it again and once more for good measure. I'm not in town right now. I thought back to this morning how Jack was in the house, how he gave me breakfast. I'm not in town right now. Within minutes, a new text came in, this time from a number I didn't recognize. Did you forget something, winky face? The text was followed by a picture of Jack, or whoever this version of Jack was, standing in front of the TV. I didn't respond. Next came another picture. This one was the one of the outside of my house. It was followed by another text.
Chills. Chills. That is straight for movie. What even?
I mean, how do you? Okay, let's discuss this. Let's discuss this.
My mind is reeling. I'm just like all over the place right now.
I mean, but I just want to know why the TV has to be on static. Is it a poltergeist?
I was gonna say this story definitely has a lot of fairy tale vibes to it, like not truth. I feel like maybe this is just a really good writer.
Yeah.
Maybe they were just trying to scare some people. This is really good. This is very well written. Definitely clutches as you clutching
clutching your pearls.
Oh yes. I don't know. I think I'm calling bullshit. I'm calling bullshit. I don't think any of this story is true. It's good though. It's a great story.
Yeah. But what do you think? What caused the static? I don't think it's a real one too, but I had to pick it. It was so good. I had to read a little bit chilly thing too tonight.
Did you read Goosebumps growing up?
Oh, I love Goosebumps. I love R.L. Stein.
My favorite were those ones with like you had to choose which page you wanted to turn to.
Yes, so that you could go and see the ending.
This is what it gives me the vibes. It gives me Goosebumps vibes. It gives me From vibes, Supernatural vibes, all the horror vibes. It's very well written. I just don't think there's any truth to it. Like with the different people coming to the door and the static and that not being Jack. That's just wild. That is wild. I don't know. I think first mistake is there was a lot of red flags. This girl put her freaking glasses on and said,
she's like, I'm going to go make $3,500 tonight.
What was that one viral meme where it's like, I'm legally blind? Yeah. I'm legally blind. That's what she was saying to the situation because first of all, sugar daddies. Let's talk of that. Great props to anybody who does that.
I mean, $700 is $700.
I've seen such weird stuff on TikTok where there's this girl on TikTok where she'll get weird requests like put your foot in a jar of mayonnaise and take a picture, and she gets like 5.
You know what? Some people just know how to make money.
Entrepreneurs.
She said out
Not
here,
like us
diva.
working from home, medical jobs for working from home, stressing over them.
Getting abused every day by patients.
Verbally abused. But I feel like, yeah, sugar daddies, whatever. But if you're going to like a location to pick up a package, first of all, have your location turned on for a friend. Take somebody with you. Like read the room. She was clearly not reading the room.
No,
This sounded like it gave me like vampire vibes. Like
vampire.
I don't know, like the whole lock the door and maybe not vampire, but it has a weird vibe to it.
You know, to me, when I was reading this,
Skinwalker.
no, no, it was giving me. No, don't say the word out loud. It's gonna follow you. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna have to send you all down this hole. Anyways, to me, it's
Voldemort. He should. I'll not be named.
Oh no, I was gonna say the BM.
Maybe Mama.
No, BM, the one in the mirror. Don't say it. There's a mirror right here.
No. Oh, you mean like my favorite drink, the Bloody Mary? She's gonna kill me. She's gonna kill me. So Dana very much strongly believes in a lot of these ghost mediums.
Girl, you don't mess with that stuff.
I don't know.
You got a mirror right here.
Oh, Bloody Mary? That's true.
Stop. Watch the power just go out.
Can you imagine?
Oh, no, and I would blame you, okay? I would
myself.
leave you in here and run away because I warned you.
I would blame myself. I don't know.
Okay.
I believe in, not that I believe in that stuff. I like to read about that stuff, watch movies about that stuff, but to me, that's all fictional. But
Girl,
I
you never
personally
know.
haven't experienced firsthand any creepy stuff. Unlike Dina, who's like a magnet for it, a lot of creepy stuff happens for her.
Yeah.
But I'm that type of person where I'm like, if you're opening up that door and letting that creepy stuff in, more of it's going to happen.
Well, you're opening the door right now.
How many times do I have to say it?
Don't
One more
say
time?
it. Don't say it, please, God. I'm scared. I'm scared. Don't say it. Anyways, what I think about this story, I think it's a poltergeist.
Yeah.
So these stories that I read to you from now on, they're like this other story I'll read to you. They're all, I guess they're based on true things that happen.
Okay.
But obviously they're not 100% true, like the ones that, you read.
Yeah.
So just keep an open mind.
I will. We'll see.
But I think it's a poltergeist.
Scooby-Doo mystery van.
Do you want a Scooby snack?
A Scooby snack. Let's start. Let's deep dive into the ghost.
Okay, are you ready for the next? Are you ready for the next story?
I don't know if I am. That first one was a lot. I was an emotional roller coaster for that first one.
Oh, it is so good. Okay. So this next one is called I Knew a Woman Who Never Took Off Her Wedding Dress.
Instantly gives me that vibe. What was that one?
Oh, with the Goosebumps one with the lady that had the scarf around her neck?
Yeah, or it was something around her head, like a necklace, or it was like
No,
a
it
bow.
was a scarf.
No,
I think it was a scarf. It was a red scarf.
And then she like took it off.
But
at
that's
the end.
Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark.
Scary Stories.
Yes.
That was my favorite book growing up.
I have that book.
I do too. I think
love
actually.
it. The movie is nice.
Yeah, the movie's nice.
It was
I won't talk about that.
Okay, you ready?
But that's the vibe. Instantly the vibes. She's gonna take off the wedding dress. Her body's gonna fall apart. Okay.
Well, I don't have to read the story now. I'm just kidding.
Or does it give me La Llorona vibe?
No.
Did I say that right?
I think it's La Llorona. I don't know. Correct us,
That's
please.
a really good movie. There's a movie about that.
Yeah, it is.
That's
Didn't the Conjuring series?
Yeah, it's like tied in.
Yeah, didn't it make it? I don't know. I love the Conjuring series. We should talk about Ed and Warren one day on the podcast. We should do like a little deep dive.
I didn't realize that those are actual real people.
Really?
Yeah, I just thought it was
you're
just part
so
of
out of the paranormal world.
I really am. I
Which is
love
good.
watching scary movies and TV shows and that kind of stuff. But when it comes to real life, I'm gonna pretend that's not
You're gonna
real.
pretend it didn't happen.
It's not there. I'm not gonna think about it. I'm gonna go home. I'm sleeping with the lights on. I'm sorry, hubby. Hubby, we're putting on our kids' nightlight tonight.
Just make sure you don't answer any DMs from sugar daddies.
Imagine that. Like, I don't even have a phone that rings like that. Imagine like going to bed tonight. You just hear ring, ring, the phone ringing.
Make sure you lock the door when you enter your house.
I'd automatically lock. So I'm good there.
Automatically locked. Okay, so I knew a woman who never took off her wedding dress. Holly, this is why you can't. You know what? Sponsors hire us. Okay. Pauline was a sweet woman who lived across the street. We weren't close as kids or teenagers because she was around 5 years older than me, but our parents were friends. I think she babysat me when I was younger, too. When my mother learned that Pauline was engaged, she sent me to the bridal shower. Poor mom. She thought I was like that because I was too often around boys and needed to be more feminine. But she got that backwards, which, yeah. That's when I first learned that Pauline had her soon-to-be husband, and her soon-to-be husband had made a blood oath.
Oh, Angelina Jolie.
Really?
I can't remember.
Was it with Tom? What was his name? The guy she was like super famous. What's his
Brad
name?
Pitt?
Brad Pitt.
No,
Tom. I was gonna say Tom Hanks. I don't even know where
I don't think it was Brad Pitt. It's when she was like 18. She was dating this guy that was like, I want to say like 35 years old.
Oh,
And she used to carry, was it Angelina Jolie or Megan Fox?
No, it was Megan Fox. She's the one that carries the vial of blood
She did
around
that too,
her.
but I think originally Angelina was the OG. She carried a vial of blood around her neck, I think. Creepy,
we know
nasty,
too many weird facts.
Nasty. Anyway.
Anyways.
A blood oath.
She did a blood oath. The first to die comes and takes the other as soon as they can, she explained to me, swirling the ruby ring around her fingers. Isn't that too dramatic? What if you end up divorcing and marrying other people? We won't. We are soulmates, she assured me. Her naivety made her incredibly beautiful. But I felt really wrong being 21 and thinking that I was so much more mature than a 26-year-old. I didn't pursue the matter, but she kept talking about him in a dreamy tone. Aiden would like this. I wish Aiden was here, and so on. Her dreamy tone almost made me believe that soulmates existed and that you can make the person you love the most follow you in death by just willing it. That's beautiful. I met Pauline's friends and we all ended up having some quality girl time. Pauline explained to us how she believed that you can wake up in the afterlife and start controlling things with your mind.
What?
Of course your memories will be hazy, she clarified. But that's why we made the blood oath, so we can remember.
I'm going to be very open-minded with this story because I'm already like, But I'll try to be open-minded. When we die, we die.
We die. Whatever happens, happens.
That's what I believe. I mean, everybody has the right to believe anything. But when we die, we go to heaven or hell.
Absolutely.
I don't want to get too religious. But
yeah.
I'll be open-minded. I'll be open-minded.
And how will one get the other back? I asked, entertaining her. I like to believe that we'll both grow wings. It was all terribly silly when I think back. When I think back, but Pauline had something about her that made everyone pay attention and marvel at her words. Despite the age gap, we ended up becoming good friends. I think we're really finally at an age where age didn't matter anymore. Since I was in college but lived with my parents and didn't need to work, I had a lot of spare time to accompany her to her wedding dress fittings, cake tasting, and all the little things that were the world of her bride. But Pauline was a pleasant bride to be and never freaked out. She was just thrilled about marrying the man of her dreams and wanted to make it pretty if possible. Little by little, I grew to understand her devotion to Aiden. And he was just as crazy about her, if not more. When they were together, the world felt like a brighter and warmer place, like marshmallows slowly melting over my heart.
Oh, this girl's very romantic with her writing.
The day of the wedding came, about a half year after her bridal shower. It was neither a big nor a small wedding. It felt like both Pauline and Aiden were able to invite exactly everyone they wanted around on their happiest day, not one person more or not one less. I felt somewhat honored to be there. Still, the happiest day never came. When Pauline arrived, belated as any bride should be, there was whispering and disquiet. Aiden wasn't there yet. Her smile didn't falter because she was completely sure that he would never bail on her. But I could tell she was worried. The bridesmaids, her two closest friends this high school, started making calls to try to find out if the groom had a sudden illness.
Haven't you people ever heard of
closing the goddamn door?
No. That's the vibes.
Soon they realized that Aiden's parents were there, but not his brother. They informed me that their other son was supposed to drive the groom as part of his best man duties. When the devastating news came, everyone wanted to comfort her. Everyone wanted to desperately protect her precious heart, but it was too torn apart to notice anyone else. It was all too fast and scary. A sports car ran a red light straight into a mirage. The man in the passenger seat was dead on arrival. The driver was taken to the hospital, but his state was critical.
I'll start crying.
I know.
My makeup looks too good for me to cry right now.
It was also hard on everyone. Aiden's brother ended up surviving, but he'll be a tetraplegic for life due to severe injury on his spinal cord. As far as I know, he's also miserable because he wished he was the one who died. Right after the wedding... Okay, let's decompress. Right after the wedding that never happened, Pauline and Aiden's parents dealt with selling the house they had just bought, and Pauline continued living with her parents. They both still worked office jobs, so her other friends and I started taking turns keeping her company while they weren't home. I did my best to be there for my neighbor and my friend, but she wasn't there. She was living in delusion. And the only thing you could see leaking into reality was her desolation. I never saw such a deep, heart-wrenching sadness. Pauline refused to take off her dress. She would spend the whole day by the window waiting for Aiden and the whole night crying because she missed him desperately every single day. I know.
God forbid for anybody.
She was hopeful it was a matter of time until he woke up on the other side and remembered to bring her along. That's why.
Wait.
So sad.
Let me go back. Just want to get some clarification.
Sure.
What was the blood oath that they made again?
It was if one dies, the other will come back for them in the afterlife.
Okay, but she doesn't have to kill herself.
I don't think so.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I thought, like, it meant, like, okay, if you die, if I die, you have to die.
No,
right
I think
after
it's
me.
the other person coming and getting them from the afterlife.
So she would technically die.
Yeah, but he would like come and grab her. I don't know how that works. I know. Okay, that's why she wouldn't take the dress off. He had died with his wedding suit on, so it was only natural that she was up to par. Her parents and every single one of her friends tried to coax her into changing her clothes. We promised she would always keep the dress close for when Aiden came. But she knew we really didn't believe he would. It was like promising your kid that you'd buy them a Happy Meal some other day. No one dared to penetrate her grief and force her out of the dress. She spent the day in it, slept in it, even bathed in it. Since we live in a warm and arid weather, having it dry wasn't an issue, only everything else. The once beautiful organza and silk were now ragged, grimy, and smelling. But she refused to take it off. She started to believe that Aiden wouldn't be able to spot her if she wasn't wearing it. It was impossible to change her mind, and even though she was seeing a therapist 3 times a week, she wasn't improving. Her mourning and PTSD were turning into a darker, more permanent mental illness. She started talking to Aiden, then explained to us that he was nearby so she could feel him coming. He was just taking a while because flying is really hard when your wings are newly acquired. Then one morning, she disappeared for good. No one saw her leaving. No one saw her at all after that. The only thing that we were able to find in the small grove behind the house was her filthy wedding dress. It had 2 large holes poked on her back like it had grown green. So we're going to pause here because there's another little part. But what are you thinking?
At first, I was thinking, because you told me this was like supernatural at the beginning. So when we were reading this, I was like, okay, when this is supernatural, this just sounds depressing.
It's a very sad story.
It's very sad. Like, God forbid for anybody to go through that. You know, that's heartbreaking. But this just sounds like this girl might be having some hormonal imbalance issues, some mental health issues.
Maybe some a psychotic break. Because, I mean,
definitely. Schizophrenia. Maybe. It sounds schizophrenic.
Yeah.
It definitely is giving me schizophrenia vibes.
It's sounding like trauma to me where it's causing delusion and stuff.
Exactly.
And you probably wouldn't be able to guess the ending, would you? Let's have you try and guess the ending.
They find her like 3 states over in a mental health institution.
Is that your guess for the ending?
No, I guess, yeah.
Okay, you ready?
See, yeah.
Okay. After finding the dress, everyone who loved Pauline was relieved. Her mother readily admitted that she actually believed that Aiden somehow had come back and taken her. Others weren't so fond of the supernatural explanation, but thinking that there was a chance that it happened brought us some sense of closure. It's not that we were happy about her death, but we were conformed to the possibility that her finally finding her peace. She was an angel after all. Why wouldn't she grow rings and escape her flesh prison? The family held a beautiful memorial service in her honor, and slowly we all started moving on with our lives. Now you might ask what I believe in. I would laugh bitterly because I know I don't have a choice to begin with. Being the person who spent the most time watching Pauline those days, it was only natural that I was the one that found her dead in her bathtub. Hiding and subsequently getting rid of her body was the hardest thing I'd ever done. Tampering with the dress, though, was eerily healing. Still, I think she would be pleased to know that I faked her rapture. A romantic and mystifying death fitted her way more than a suicide.
Wow, I think we need a moment of silence for that one because...
Now let's give it a moment of silence because...
Wow, so she killed herself. Well, did she kill herself or did she drown in her bath?
She drowned herself. She committed suicide. Because I can't say the real word.
I was so confused why you're saying it that way. Suicide. Oh, that is heartbreaking. That is heartbreaking. I guess to me, like, that just hit a body. Like, even though the person like
No.
killed themselves, to me that's just creepy.
Yeah, hiding the body and then putting wings in her wedding dress.
Like, I get it, she did it to help keep like the family and stuff like that, but that person now has to carry the fact that they had a body. What if
No,
that body gets
absolutely.
discovered
No,
eventually?
it's kind of like when you look at it, like it is all kinds of messed up, but it's kind of poetic too. You know what I mean? Because
Poetic schmatic. That is creepy.
no, it is creepy. I mean, that's the whole point of
Yeah.
the story. But I mean, it's so sad. Like, I wish the ending of that was Aiden coming and getting
I
her.
mean, technically, maybe it was.
Well,
You know, because he said you have to die for them to meet. They'll meet in the afterlife. Maybe she mentally thought, okay, we can't meet in this life. We have to meet in the afterlife.
I don't know. It just breaks my heart.
We will definitely be including the how did you say it? Suicide
Yeah.
hotline down below because
Yeah.
that's
Mental health
heartbreaking.
is real. Yeah.
Mental health definitely needs to be discussed, and just not even mental health. With like, she definitely gave me schizophrenic vibes.
I don't think it's schizophrenic. I think it's more she was like had so much trauma. She was like in a mental delusion.
Yeah,
But it's like
delusional.
everybody has their own beliefs. Like I
Psychosis.
can't say that blood rituals don't work. You know, that's somebody's personal belief. I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't personally believe in blood rituals.
exactly.
That's kind of creepy to me, but some people do.
Maybe.
You know, and maybe it's like something she believed and like I don't know. I think that she just had so much trauma with
Yeah,
the
that's
passing of her
heartbreaking.
husband, like or her fiance.
That's so sad. That is so scary. I mean, it just wasn't meant to be. And it wasn't meant to be. He died on the way to the. I think. I feel like she could have got some more better help. I mean, yeah, they said she was going to therapy 3 times a week, but I definitely think more should have been done to get her more, like, better evaluated.
Yeah, for sure. I definitely think she shouldn't have been alone at home, even though her friends were coming around her and like making sure she was okay. But when I was looking for these Reddit stories to read you because I wanted to do a little something spicy, I had to tell you this one. I had to
Yeah.
tell you this one. Obviously, I think it's fiction. I don't think it's real. I don't know.
I don't know.
It's
I
under the
don't know.
no
I mean,
sleep Reddit, so
definitely more real than the first one.
yeah.
Definitely more real vibes because, I mean, I think all people are just accomplices to
Just
some
something.
crime.
I know.
Like the first one to that box, this one to, I mean, it's not murder because she killed herself, but like, you're hiding a body. I
I
don't know.
know. I don't know if she was like trying to find some justice for her friend or I, I can't. It's so sad.
That
It's
is
so
very
sad.
sad. That
I
is
just
very
either
sad.
way, I didn't want to end this on a sad note either. So
It still got some kind of spooky vibes to it, I
yeah,
guess.
definitely spooky. My stories were more on the spooky side.
I mean,
Just getting you guys ready for the next
dive in.
episode.
Next episode, we definitely will tell some really creepy, bone chilling stories we found on Reddit.
And we'll tell a little bit of our own.
Personal
Maybe
ones.
I'll share some.
Oh, hers had me. I still think of hers daily. I share hers a lot with other people. I'm like, can you believe this? Because
No, you
Yeah,
do.
well,
All
'cause
people must think
the
I'm like the
hairstylist,
creepiest.
our hairstylist, Becky.
Oh yeah, shout out Becky.
Shout out to Becky. She loves like horror stuff or like ghosty vibe stuff. And I remember talking about her. I was like, listen, I'm not gonna deep dive. We're gonna save that for next time.
We'll talk about it next. I have photo proof, video proof.
We can include that definitely.
Yeah, it's kind of creepy. So trigger warning. We'll trigger warning before we start the next
We
episode.
should probably add a trigger warning to this one as well.
Yeah, I'll add a voiceover. Trigger warning.
Trigger warning for sure.
Right before. Yeah, that's true.
I hope you guys enjoyed this first episode.
Yeah, we're sorry for leaving you a little bit sad. It was a very sad story, but to give it some credit, it was under the no sleep Reddit, which I think a lot of that is just really good writers. I don't think it's
100%.
actually, real people, but we don't know.
We don't know.
We don't know if Sam and Dean are real. We can't say. You just have to have your mind open to some things. So,
Sure.
But yeah, is there anything else you would like to add?
No, I just wanted to thank everybody again for listening to us. I mean, me and Dina here, we just wanted to create a little safe space for just the two of us, honestly.
Yeah.
We're both hardworking moms, and it's really hard for us to kind of get our own time of day where we can just relax.
Yep.
Give us an excuse to get ready, give us an excuse to just have fun. And we make each other laugh a lot.
Yeah, we do.
So we just wanted to create a space where we can just be ourselves and, share it with the world. And
Yeah, definitely. And we'd like to create a safe place for anybody, other moms that need to like unwind at the end of the week.
Mhm.
Not everything is going to be like hard topics or anything like that, but just interesting things.
Yeah,
That
who
we
knows?
like.
We're just gonna
Yeah,
get the
we're just
ball
gonna go with the
rolling.
flow.
Exactly. We'll see how everything goes, and
Yeah, just for like giving everyone a safe place to tune into every week. We'll have various different topics. We'll laugh, we'll spill the tea, we'll talk about interesting things. So
some sad, some scary, some happy,
yeah,
some juicy.
celebrity gossip.
Exactly. Just something that you can turn us on while you're cooking, cleaning, driving. Just hopefully our voices are relaxing enough
Yes.
to just drone on in the background. But again, thank you guys for joining us. Leave us comments, criticisms, anything you have. in the
Maybe be
bottom.
nice with the criticism. Maybe not too criticism-y.
Protecting
But
our peace.
yes, we're protecting our peace, and I'm just a girl. Okay, we're just
Literally
a
just a
girl
girl.
out here winging it. So thank you guys so much. We hope to see you in our next episode. And this is the GirlyPop Podcast.